Your live interactive weather authority coverage starts right now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy 4th of July Eve. Before we get to an amazing holiday with great weather, of course, we are putting up with some severe weather today. So hopefully you're staying safe out there. Definitely a day to stay weather aware. And we are already tracking ongoing severe thunderstorms all across Maine as they continue to move off to the east. So thanks for joining, everybody. Again, we are breaking down the severe weather that is moving on in. Many of you likely already seeing some thunder, some lightning, probably even some gusty winds. And we will continue to see this as we head towards the afternoon. Now, I'm going to start off with a look at Freiburg. This is one spot where we just saw a wind gust to 55 miles per hour as this line of thunderstorms has pushed on through the area. And it, again, remains quite active out there with these thunderstorms moving on in. So quick look at the radar and the temperatures. Got this line of storms pushing to the east. Really intense storm right now, if you follow my mouse pointer here, right over Oxford County to the north of Bridgeton, heading up through the Freiburg area towards Bethel, Route 2 corridor, also right in line for this storm as well. And there also could be some severe weather down into far southern Maine, although luckily those storms have remained below severe limits. Also notice the temperatures out ahead of the storms in the 80s, very warm, very humid. Behind the storms, much cooler, down into the 60s after all that rain fell, cooling things down. But before we get into any tracking things out here, let's get right into our severe thunderstorm warnings. We just had a new one issued. This one is for interior Cumberland County, parts of Androscoggin County, parts of Oxford County as well. This includes the Oxford Hills, including Oxford, Paris, out towards places like Raymond, Naples, out towards places like Harrison, Bridgeton as well, all included in this warning. If you've got family on the lake, you've got friends on the lake right now, you're out on the lake watching me right this moment, time to start heading in, especially on Sebago. The wind, once it kicks up across the lake, the waves will really pick up. So yeah, it's time to start heading indoors. I would take these storms seriously. There's been lots of reports of downed wires, downed trees, downed branches in western Maine and over into New Hampshire. So here's a look at timing as of right now. Arriving in Paris really right at this moment, rolling into town. Oxford in the next 5 minutes or so. Poland by the top of the hour, so 1 p.m. there. Reaching Farmington a little past 1. Lewiston probably closer towards 1:30 p.m. for the arrival of these severe storms. And even if you miss out, which hopefully you do, the damaging winds, the hail, the lightning with these storms is quite prolific. So definitely a storm you want to take seriously and head indoors for. We've had a lot of lightning injuries in the U.S. in the past few weeks. So keep that in mind. You don't want to risk getting struck by lightning out there, even if you don't get these severe weather. Big picture look. Again, the storms in far southern Maine are not severe right now, but here's a look at the timing. If you live in York County, the Sanford area, seeing these storms arriving in the next few minutes or so, probably not 12:45, more towards 1, but you get the idea here. 1:23 or so for Lewiston. Again, depending on how these storms end up moving, could be a little later than that. Portland, 1:30. I was thinking more towards 2 o'clock for the Portland area for the arrival of these thunderstorms, making it to the mid-coast for about the 2:30 timeframe and around 3 o'clock for Waldoboro. So Dustin chiming in right now in Waldoboro, you're probably good for the next hour or two, and then things will start to get pretty messy with these storms moving in. And Zachary saying, yeah, wind and lightning in Paris. Expect, some rough storms to roll through there here, really right now through the next half hour or so. And then hopefully after that, the severe threat will really taper down through the rest of the day, although could not rule out some lingering thunderstorms into the late afternoon or even the evening. So our storm threat for all of the state, you can see we've got this widespread risk of severe weather all across Maine, all across New Hampshire, and that will continue through about 7 p.m. We've been saying noon, so top of the past hour all the way through about 7 o'clock is when we are likely to see those severe thunderstorms. So taking a bigger picture look here at the severe thunderstorm watch, which remains in place. All of New Hampshire and Maine included in this, so keep this in mind if you're going to be traveling. Again, the Lakes region especially looks to be getting hit the hardest right now with the severe weather. This goes through 6 p.m. beyond about 6 o'clock, things really start to improve. And by this evening, should be quiet. If you've got evening plans on this Thursday, no worries, should be much, much better. So in terms of threats from these storms, it's the winds. It's the damaging wind threat that's at the top of the list here. Hail, also a threat, but not as high of a risk. And then we've also got the risk of some flooding rains as well. No tornado risk, thankfully, or at least a very, very, very low tornado risk for today. So that's some good news there. It's mainly the damaging wind threat that I'm most concerned about here as we head towards the afternoon. So afternoon planner, the Portland area, again, a little bit past 2 o'clock, most likely is when we're seeing our thunderstorms. That threat will continue through the early evening. By 6 o'clock, I would say for a lot of us, these storms will be done and much, much quieter late this evening and as we get into tonight. And if you're just joining, don't worry, I will loop back around. I'm going to go back to our radar and we'll break down the storms once again. So taking a look at our storm tracker, models have not been handling this very well. So take this with a grain of salt. But again, showing the line of storms reaching Augusta, Lewiston, Portland, somewhere towards 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock or so, quieting down a bit for the afternoon. I am going to be keeping an eye on the risk of some more severe weather, though, towards the evening, maybe a secondary round of some strong storms towards the evening. So we'll be closely watching out for that. But then it clears out. 4th of July looks near perfect. It is absolutely stunning for tomorrow's forecast and no storm concerns until Monday of next week. So good news is after today, we really do get a great 4th of July weekend. So some good news there. Again, 4th of July is looking spectacular. Low humidity, that moves in tonight. And then we are going to be looking beautiful as we head into the 4th of July. So if you've got plans tomorrow, no worries, no severe weather expected on Friday. You can see our dew points, our humidity levels really plunging as we head into tomorrow. So much, much nicer out there as we head into Friday, the 4th of July. Saturday remains pretty nice as well. And then humidity starts to ramp back up Sunday into Monday. So 4th of July tomorrow, of course, here's a look at what we're expecting. We are going to see great weather for the holiday. Can't even put into words how nice tomorrow will be. Nice breeze, temperatures nearing 80 in the afternoon, low humidity, plenty of sunshine expected all day. So expect that nice weather to continue into the time frame that we are setting off fireworks during the afternoon or during the nighttime hours, I should say, on the 4th. So much, much better weather on the way as we head beyond today. And again, we are still tracking those severe storms. So let's go back to the radar here. For those just joining us, again, we are watching these severe storms rolling into the state. Because it's been a few minutes, just be aware that the timing that I have on there might be a little bit off, but still, again, we are tracking these severe thunderstorms rolling on in as we speak. You can see here's a big picture look at this line of storms, which is pretty quickly progressing across the state. I really do think once this is through, most of us will be done with the severe weather for the day. But again, I couldn't rule out a couple more storms developing towards the evening hours. Lewiston, Portland, towards 2 o'clock, more likely a little earlier in Lewiston, maybe towards 1:30. Portland, probably more towards 2 o'clock. Mid-coast, 2:30 to 3, and then eastward from there even later. So here's a look at the close-up timing of the severe thunderstorm warning, which we do have in place. Next up, Poland arriving here by the top of the hour. Farmington just a little past 1 o'clock. Lewiston around 1:18, and you can see how much lightning these storms are producing. And again, I just saw Travis says one going through Leamington now. Yep, there you are, northern York County. Potent storm rolling through there, but should be out of your hair pretty quickly, and then things will be quieting on down. So again, just be very weather aware. We are watching the strongest storms up towards the Oxford Hills into the foothills into central Maine. These will continue to push to the east at around 25 to 30 miles per hour. And again, by 6, 7 o'clock or so this evening, things will be much, much quieter. Ryan is going to be in this evening. Charlie's off today. He will be tracking these storms. He'll probably be back on Facebook Live later on this afternoon, and he's doing all of the evening shows as well. So expect Ryan to continue to cover these severe storms as we head through the day today. And again, I'm going to do a quick run through the radar one more time here and our threats. Again, we've got this severe thunderstorm warning that is going to go until 1:30. So for the next 45 minutes, these storms continue to push off to the east around 30 miles per hour. Whether or not you get damaging winds, the lightning threat is very high as these storms are prolific lightning producers as they continue to push off to the east. And again, big picture look at timing. Lewiston area by about 1:30. I'd say more towards 2 o'clock when it comes to Portland, 2:30 or so for Wiscasset, around 3 or so for Waldoboro and points in the mid-coast area. And again, the whole state under the threat for severe weather today, and that does include the severe thunderstorm watch, which has just been issued for the state and also into New Hampshire, the whole state of New Hampshire, whole state of Maine under this severe thunderstorm watch until 6 p.m. Favorable conditions for severe weather going to be continuing. And I just want to bring up our storm threats one last time here. Again, damaging winds are expected with any storm that develops. So if you get a warning, you see the skies getting dark, you see that lightning or hear that thunder, be aware that winds will likely be picking up as they move on in. Also, somewhat of a hail threat, but not as high as the wind threat. And then things will be much lower when it comes to a tornado threat. So again, towards the afternoon and evening, things should be wrapping up by about 6, 7 o'clock with much better weather. So I'm going to go right back to the radar here. One last quick look at these storms that we continue to track across the area. You can see here that we continue to see these moving through the area. And speaking of Paris, you can see it there on our map with the severe weather moving in. Yeah, Kevin, pouring in thunder in South Paris, definitely no surprise there. Madrid, second time around, hail, wind, and rain, lightning, and thunder. Thank you so much for the report, Monica. And Mark says this round probably not going to come through the Waterville area. I would say most likely it will come through the Waterville area. I would say more towards 2:30 or so, probably going to sweep through Waterville. I'd say there's a very good chance, Mark, that you do get a severe thunderstorm warning there. So keep that in mind. Definitely not a good idea to have outdoor plans mid-afternoon in Waterville. And you can see, again, the reports coming in. There's been some hail. There's been lots of thunder, lots of lightning, very heavy rain. It's that torrential, very tropical rain. So you definitely don't want to be caught out driving in that. So again, you guys, we're going to continue to track these severe storms as they head through the afternoon. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook or on my X page, and you can see all of my posts about these severe weather. And of course, if anything even more breaking was to develop, we'll jump on air and we'll keep you covered for the severe weather. Wanda's saying it's unreal in Dixfield. Yeah, I can imagine, Wanda. I'm sure the lightning is probably crazy, almost constant up there in Dixfield. I'm sure the rain very, very heavy. Yeah, Susan, coming into Sanford here in the next half an hour or so. So again, stay safe out there, everybody. We will continue to keep you posted on these severe storms as they roll on through. So stay safe. Definitely keep an eye on the sky today. Maybe not the best day to have outdoor plans, at least through the early evening. So stay tuned. And yeah, we should continue to get rid of these storms as we head towards the evening hours. And again, 4th of July looks absolutely amazing. That's our payoff for dealing with this severe weather. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will continue to track. Again, Ryan should be in here in the next hour or so. He'll probably jump on a Facebook Live, so stay tuned. And of course, we will do our best to keep you covered for these severe storms. So have a great rest of your day and stay safe out there.
This has been
We will be wrapping things up here as we head into the rest of our afternoon, again, around 6, 7 o'clock. And I will leave you with this.